Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome to yet another broadcast here from Rebels Radio as we're here at a sunny Harbour Park for this Manarama League clash. Just a reminder that it is normally the Vanarama League, but for up until the 13th of October it's going to be classed as the Manarama League, and that is in aid of the prostate cancer, and that's because prostate cancer kills one man every 45 minutes, and it's 45 days of that. So each half that it goes on, unfortunately, a man dies of prostate cancer. So that is why it is the Manarama League. And I can tell you a couple of things for you at the moment. We have loads of mascots here today. They're from FC Sippenham. They do this yearly, where they come along and be the mascots for this afternoon's game in their FC Sippenham kit. And they're just being organised to come out here at the moment. And there you go. Today's match sponsor is the Rebel Rousers. My name is Ada. I'm your host for this afternoon's game, and as usual, you'll be able to contact us. We'll give you details of all the things going on and try and give you score updates from other games around in the National League South and other ones as well. So just a couple of things for you. If you do want to get in contact with us, you can contact us on Rebels Radio. It's on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, there's a little comments page down there, and that will come through to us here, and we'll give you a shout out. So there you go, and we'll give you those. So we're just reading out the teams for you. I'll do that as well for you. Up and coming games for the Rebels this Saturday, a week Saturday. Slough will be at home again against Bristol Manor Farm. That is an Emirates FA Cup game. That will be a 3 o'clock kickoff. That is next Saturday. Then Saturday following that, Slough will be back to league action, where they will be away to Welling United, and there'll be a supporters coach going to that game. And we'll bring you all of the action from that game as well. Other games going on in the National League South this afternoon. It's Bath City versus Welling. That is 5th versus 4th. Chelmsford City versus St Albans City. Concord Rangers versus Truro City. Dartford versus Weston-super-Mare. Dulwich Hamlet versus Chippenham Town. East Thurrock United versus Wealdstone. Gloucester City versus Eastbourne Borough. Top of the table clash of 2nd versus 3rd. It's Hampton Richmond Borough versus Billericay Town. Then we've got Hemel Hempstead Town versus Oxford City, and then it's Torquay United versus Woking. Those are your other games from the National League South this afternoon, and we'll try and keep you updated with that as well. So we're just waiting for the two sides to come out in a second, and we'll just run through a couple of little things for you as well. We'll run through the teams for you for the first time this afternoon. Good afternoon to Claire Queen, who's listening in. Right, so we'll start with our visitors today. In goal is Jacob Weaver. 2 is Marcus Johnson-Schuster. 3, Matt Jones. 4, Daniel Bailey, my problem was there. 5 is Marvel Ekpiteta. 6 is the captain, James Rusby. Just bear with me for a second. Sorry there. 7 is ex-Slough player Ramon Rose. 8 is Charlie Tengrutenhouse. 9, Alex Fragata. 10, Rishi Whittingham. And 11 is Darren Foxley. Substitutes for Hungerford Town this afternoon are 12, Ian Herring. 13, Charlie McGreedy. 14, Tommy Aldridge. 15, Alfie Whittingham. And 17 is Tariq Moore Azil. Hungerford will be in all red this afternoon. Slough will in their team of amber, navy and navy. In goal for them is Jack Turner. 2, Josh Jackman. 3 is George Wells. 4, Sam Togwell. 5 is the captain, Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8, Scott Davies. 9, Chris Flood. 10, Matt Stevens. 11, Warren Harris. 4 subs for the Rebels this afternoon. They are 12, Nathan Smart. 14, Sean Fraser. 15, Louis Soars. And 16, Manny Williams. We will apologise. I do have to do the scoreboard as well as doing the commentating this afternoon. So we're going to have a really good, fun afternoon somehow this afternoon. So I will be a little bit here, there and everywhere and whatever. So please bear with me if it does go a little bit quiet, and I'm trying to make sure that the scoreboard's working well. So there you go. We will bring you all the action. We've got our mascots here at the moment just lining up, waiting for the players to come out for this afternoon's game. And it's a glorious sunny day here at Arbour Park in Slough. The sun's been out all day, blue skies, a little bit of cloud in the sky, but it's a really nice day, slight breeze. Most people in t-shirts this afternoon. And like I say, come up and coming, Slough will be at home next Saturday in the FA Cup at home to Bristol Manor Farm. Please be aware that your season ticket does not give you entrance into that game. You will need to come and pay on the door. If you've listened on Tuesday night to the FA Cup game, you'll know that I have a bit of a cold. I've still got a little bit of a cold, unfortunately, so just bear with that. You might hear a little bit of sniffling and sneezing going on or whatever, but there you go. We're just trying to get over that. We're just waiting for the two sides to come out from the tunnel in a second. And we'll try and keep you up to date with all the scores from the other games in the National League South, and hopefully we get the scoreboard working as well today, because that would be fun if we can get that done as well. Just waiting here about 4 minutes before kick-off. We're just waiting for the referee just to bring the two sides out here at the moment. Quite a packed Arbour Park here this afternoon, and the main stand in front of me slowly filling up. So we're just waiting for the two sides to come out, really. Like I say, if you do want to get in contact us on Twitter. It's at MyFC on Rebels Radio, all one word, all lowercase, or like Claire has done, you can contact us. If you're listening on the YouTube, it should come up as a comment or a bit on your page, and it will come through to us. So I'll give you a shout out. Tell us where you must be on holiday somewhere, as most of you normally are. So I'll give you a little shout out this afternoon, and tell us you're holidaying in some beach somewhere, as usual. And that will be that for today. We'll give you the thing. Just wait again, just a bit of waiting here while we wait for the two sides to come out for you. So while we will wait, we're just waiting for a signal to see if they're coming. And once we get that signal, we'll give you those two sides. I don't know what's going on in the tunnel this afternoon. The referee's taking his time here, and just tunes being played. And right, so here come your two sides this afternoon. It's Slough Town versus Hungerford. Starting with our visitors, in goal is Jacob Weaver, 2 Marcus Johnson-Schuster, 3 is Matt Jones, 4 Daniel Bailey, 5 Marvel Ekpateta, 6 is the captain, James Osby, 7 Ramon Rose, 8 Charlie Tengrotinus, 9 is Alex Fregata, 10 Rishi Whittingham, and 11 is Darren Foxley. For the Rebels, it's Jack Turner in goal, 2 Josh Chapman, 3 George Wells, 4 Sam Togwell, 5 is the captain, Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 is James Dobson, 8 Scott Davies, 9 Chris Flood, 10 Matt Stevens, and 11 is Warren Harris. That is your teams for this afternoon. They're just going through the handshakes now. So there we go. We're just gonna. It's taken a while. There's like 24 players or 20 whatever plus the referees, and then you got about 150 mascots all just shaking hands. So it's just taking a little bit of time on the pitch there this afternoon. But the FC Sippenham mascots have all come off now, and the two sides have done their introductions along with the referee, and we are just a couple of minutes away from kick-off. Good afternoon to Ben Brandt, who's listening. He says, come on Slough, let's smash them up. Well, there you go, that's one way. We've been playing on your Nintendo Super Smash Bros. Just see, that's what it is. We are just waiting for our referee today, who is Mr. Matt Russell. His assistants are Luke Donaldson and Jonathan Boland. And it's all just waiting here as all the fans make their way past. And we'll have all the commentary as it happens. And like I say, please be aware, there might be a little bit of silence, as I do have to do the scoreboard as well. So the electronic scoreboard here, hopefully I can get that working as well. We'll see that in a minute once the game kicks off. And then we'll see how it goes today. Got a feeling it could be one of those days. So there you go. But the two captains just being called over here by the referee today, Mr. Russell. And we're just going to wait to see. Slough will be shooting from right to left for this first half. And the Slough fans have gathered behind that goal. We're just waiting for our assistant referees to get into position. I don't know why this one's come over here for a minute, but he's just come along and shaken hands with the Hungerford Town management down this near-hand side. And we're waiting for the referee just to get today's match underway here. So just all the fans just swapping sides here at the moment, and we're waiting for the referee to get today's game underway. And there you go, it's Slough with the ball, and Hungerford down with the kick-off. Played forwards here, headed away by Josh Jackman. Scott Davies plays the ball back immediately to the goalkeeper Turner. Turner has plenty of time on the ball here and plays it out here, looking for Dobson. Dobson free header, flicks his header on, but Stevens can't get the goalkeeper, has to come to the edge of his area. Ball's bouncing around. Slough looking for a handball, but it's not been given, and the ball rolled back here towards Jack Turner, just 5 yards outside of his penalty area. He launches a long ball down, looking for Warren Harris on that near hand side. Headed away by Jones, and that's out for a throw to the Rebels on the far hand side. Jackman takes the throw quickly towards Lee Togwell. Back in towards Jackman, who brings the ball forwards here. Cuts inside here towards Dobson. Dobson is middle position, trying to make a bit of space here. Tries to play it to Flood, but Flood had made a different run, and the ball's here and played in towards Fragata. Fragata's ball in. Scott Davis stretches to get to the ball, and it's here with George Wells for Slough. In towards Scott Davis. Flicks the ball with the outside of his foot. Flood's in an offside position, so he lets the ball go. Ekpateta plays it back towards the goalkeeper, and it's here cleared by him back here to Ekpateta, who played last season for Bishop Stortford. Long ball down the line for him, headed away by Mark Niskett. It comes to Tim Grotenhouse in the centre. His header is over the top of Fragata, and it comes through to Rose. Rose is adjudged to have fouled, and it's a free kick there to Slough Town. It's taken quickly here towards Jack Turner. And Turner, long ball down the field again, looking for Warren Harris. Jones with the header away. It's now to roll out a play for a throw to Slough, just inside their own half. And quick throw in towards Warren Harris. Tries to turn. The ball comes to Tim Grotenhouse. Ball's cleared by him. And it comes out all the way back here towards the goalkeeper Turner. Turner has the ball 10 yards outside of his box. Plays it quickly here, looking for Wells. It's over his head and goes straight into the away dugout. And it's going to be a throw here for the right back, Johnston Schuster. And Johnston Schuster just waiting for a bit of movement from his teammates here. It does come in the end from handball by 7, which is Rose, ex-Slough player, which is well spotted by the referee. And Slough take the free kick quickly, halfway inside their own half. It's spread here towards Sam Togwell, being chased down by Rose. Ball play forwards here, looking for Flood. Flood does well to rise up and get the ball, goes into the box, and it's hooked clear by the captain Rusby, and out for a throw to the Rebels here. It's around about 25 yards from goal. Taken quickly here by Wells in towards Davis. Davis turns smartly, has the ball still at his feet. Just a little touch there, shaking off the challenge, and goes back towards the goalkeeper Turner. And it's here with Turner, dressed in white this afternoon. Plays the ball forwards over the head of Johnson Schuster. Ekpateta comes, heads it high up in the air. Dobson trying to get there. Dobson with a little touch, then gets tackled. The ball just comes across. It's hooked clear in the end by Grotenhouse, and it'll come out towards Sam Togwell. Togwell has 10 yards in his own side. Finds his brother Lee. Back towards Sam Togwell. And they spread it across to their centre-back partner in Mark Nisbet. Nisbet being urged to find George Wells. Wells has brought Fragata deep, and then it's played by Nisbet across to Sam Togwell. Slough working a bit of space out here, and Sam Togwell being urged to bring the ball forward here. Travels good 30-40 yards, finds Josh Jackman back in here towards Sam Togwell. Looks up, plays the ball, a poor ball in. It's intercepted by Fragata, and he's got a bit of space here to run into. Forgets to take the ball with him and turns away. Finds Grotenhouse. Grotenhouse up against Davis. Scripts past the challenge of him and back out here towards Fragata. Fragata's ball is won by George Wells in towards Dobson. Dobson, little flick ball, or Ekpateta slips and plays it back here towards the goalkeeper Weaver. And Weaver, under pressure from Chris Flood, can clear. It's headed away by George Wells into the feet of Dobson. Dobson being pressurised. Finds Scott Davis. Davis with a little ball out here and finding Sam Togwell. Togwell back out to the right back, Josh Chapman. Chapman just being chased down. Plays a lovely ball here towards Warren Harris, who's gained a bit of space. Finds Matty Stevens, 25 yards away. Josh Chapman on the overlap here on the right-hand side. Comes out towards Warren Harris. Harris up against Jones. Harris comes down. It's the first corner of the game to Slough. Coming off Matt Jones last. And the Slough fans make a little bit of noise here this afternoon as Dobson goes across to take this corner on the far hand side. It'll be an in-swinging corner here for the Rebels. And Sam Togwell and Mark Nisbet have come forwards for this. And it's Dobson standing over this corner here for the Rebels. Played in with a bit of space. Floats around. Oh, comes off the head of Bailey. Off almost the goal line. Played out here towards Fragata. Chance for Hungerford on the counter-attack. Oh, lovely ball played in here to Foxley. Foxley with a chance to shoot and score. Oh, and another great save though by Jack Turner with Foxley clear through. It's a good save by Jack Turner down low to his left. And Hungerford almost skipping through on the attack there. Foxley was again at Bishop Stortford last season. And came across with the assistant manager Kevin Watson, he was the manager there, assistant manager here. Long ball forward, aimed towards Flood. Flood flicks it on and finds Stevens. Stevens on the edge of the box, trying to turn. It's got Davis here in assistance. Davis up against Fragata, coming down the left-hand side. Wells is there, plays it in here to a bit of space towards Lee Togwell. Togwell takes a touch in towards Josh Chapman. Chapman skips past one challenge, out towards Lee Togwell. Finds Mark Nisbet. Nisbet in towards George Wells. Wells here up against Fragata. George Wells being marshalled well here, but just trying to turn and create a bit of space. Finds Nisbet in towards Wells. Wells trying to turn and go past. Goes down the line here for Slough. Crosses first time. It's too close to the goalkeeper. Well taken by Weaver under his own goalposts. Good afternoon to Simon Moyer, who's listening in. And the ball's here with the goalkeeper Weaver. He dressed all in a fluorescent orange. Long kick by him goes all the way back to Turner in the Slough goal. And he rolls the ball out here to Josh Chapman, the right back. Back played in towards Sam Togwell. Togwell finds his centre back partner. And this ball played in here towards Dobson. Dobson's ball, Davis. Davis hits it with the outside of his foot. And it's got too much on it. Flood had come too deep. And the ball goes back towards the goalkeeper, Weaver. And Weaver, he's got a very clean fluorescent kit on, I can tell you that. Not a mark on it. It's going to be another long kick by him. Sam Togwell with the header away for Slough. Grotenhouse gets the first header, hits Matt Stevens on the head, and it's here with the captain Rusby. Played out towards the left back Jones, and then back in towards Grotenhouse. Grotenhouse ball intercepted on the chest by George Wells. Wells being closed down by Fragata, but the ball comes here towards Davies. Davies chipping the ball forward. Stevens is offside, and that'll be I think, did he indicate an offside? I'm just going to see, because I've got a funny whether he's indicated an offside or a throw. I think the referee has indicated a throw and not an offside. So it's a throw here towards Hungerford, right by their away dugout. Roughly 20 yards inside their own half. It's Johnson Schuster with the throw. Doesn't get a lot of distance on it, and there's a foul there by Rose on George Wells. And a free kick to the Rebels, roughly 5 yards inside their own half. And Wells just being spoken to by one of the joint managers, John Underwood, just telling them where to play the ball. And it's going to be George Wells to take this free kick for Slough. Just waiting for the referee to get in position in these. Ball played into the edge of the box. Flood misses it, headed away by Ekpateta. Lee Togwell gets the first touch to it, and the ball will come out on the far hand side towards Warren Harris. Franks it on to Chapman, but Chapman's back heel is a mistake, and Whittingham brings the ball out, but Davis is there for Slough to clear, and it comes off a Hungerford Town player. It'll be a throw to the Rebels. Taken quickly by Sam Togwell and into the feet of Jack Turner, looking to quickly get it out here towards Dobson. Dobson's header on finds Flood. Back in here towards Dobson. He plays it in towards Stevens. Stevens goes and he turns well, but the ball was well intercepted there by Weaver in the goal. He came diving out bravely at the feet of Stevens and gets there first. Weaver just drops the ball inside of his penalty area. Not much of a run up, but a good long kick on the goalkeeper here. It comes off the head of Rose, headed away by Wells. Davis tries to get there, but it's Rose who's got a touch in there, holds the ball up, and then Nisbet comes across, takes it off his toes, but it goes out of play for a throw to Hungerford Town. This one's around about 25 yards away from the Slough goal. Again, Johnson Schuster is the player to take this throw. And again, he looks for the run of Bailey. Bailey trying to get past there, and it's gone out for a corner to the away side. Nisbet couldn't keep the ball in, and it's out for the first corner for Hungerford Town. And going across to take this one is Whittingham. And this will be an out-swinging corner here for Hungerford Town. The two centre-backs have both gone forwards for this. So Slough with some defending to do here. It's been played to the short. Little back heel by Rose. And surely that was a corner, but the referee has said no, it's a goal kick. Ball played quickly by Jack Turner towards Stevens. Headed away by Jones. It goes out of play for a throw, though, to Slough on the halfway line. 0-0 here at the moment with 10 minutes gone. And it's Chapman who takes the throw. Gets the ball back from Sam Togwell up towards Stevens. Stevens dispossessed of the ball by Rusby. And Rusby just turns away from danger. Finds the left back here. But the left back, Jones, can only play it straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And Sam Togwell takes the throw quickly, finding Jack Turner. Turner across to Mark Nisbet, a little bit behind him, and he has to just come back and then finds George Wells. Wells has got acres of space here to bring the ball forwards for Slough. Run by Lee Togwell, but it's hit the head of Fragata. It's a throw to Slough just inside the Hungerford Town half, taken quickly by George Wells, trying to find Stevens. Stevens using his body up against Ekpatet. He's looking for a foul, but nothing given. It's a throw to Hungerford Town. And it'll be Johnson Schuster with this throw. He's level with his own 18-yard line. Gains a few yards and then throws it down. Well, it's flicked off the head of Bailey. Comes towards Wells. Wells flicking it over for Stevens to chase, but it's too much on it and bounces into the hands of the goalkeeper, Weaver. And Weaver just looks to try and drop the ball, but Stevens has closed that idea. He kicks it from his hand, high and long. Good long kick again on the goalkeeper. Underneath it is Nisbet. Comes through to Davis, who heads the ball back towards the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner looking to try and clear the ball down the line for Dobson. Oh, it's over the head of Ekpatet. He tries to head it back towards his goalkeeper, and Stevens comes out, and the goalkeeper has had to punch the ball clear. And it's gone out for a throw to Slough, just 5 yards from the corner flag. Taken quickly in towards the feet of Wells from Dobson. Dobson tries to get a cross in. His cross is blocked, and it's hoofed clear by Tim Grotenhouse. And Nisbet's underneath it. His header finds Davies. Davies' header towards Sam Togwell. Togwell under pressure from Rose, and it's Rose that got a touch to it, but ball came towards Davis, the ricochet, and he finds Josh Chapman for Slough in the right back position, being closed down by Fragata. Ball play forwards here for Stevens. Stevens holds the ball up well in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell back outside towards Warren Harris. Harris back in towards Jackman, who's a bit further forward. His ball is intercepted well by Rusby, and Rusby's ball finds Foxley. Foxley, a wide man, but playing in a centre role behind the striker. Ball down the line here for Ramon Rose to chase, but Turner has come across and dummies over the ball and sees the ball out for a goal kick to the Rebels. 0-0 here at the moment between the two sides. We will keep you up to date with scores from the other games as well. I can tell you that Chelmsford have taken a 2-goal lead against St Albans. Chelmsford 2, St Albans 0. And it's a long kick by Turner. A little push in the back there, but the referee didn't see. Foxley tries to go for that one. It's come here towards Sam Togwell. Plays it back towards goalkeeper Turner. And Turner half volleys that one clear. And Ekpatet heads the ball away for Hungerford. Flicked off the head of Whittingham. Comes here towards Wells. Wells has chipped ball forwards for Flood to chase. Ekpatet heads it away, but Dobson cuts inside to win the ball. Flicks the ball on. Rusby heads it away. Comes back out to Davies. Davies' header finds George Wells. Wells back inside towards Davies. Davies under pressure from Foxley. All the way back towards the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner has plenty of time on the ball here. And they're 10 yards outside of his penalty area. Plays a long ball down the field. Flood rises high, gets a flick on, but the referee says it's a foul against Chris Flood. And it's a free kick to Hungerford Town on their 18-yard line. And it's good number of Slough fans have made it down here. Boosted the crowd today by the number of FC Sippenham mascots who have come out in force this afternoon. As Weaver, the goalkeeper, looks to take this free kick. And he's just waiting for a signal from the referee here. And Weaver takes it into a central position, looking for Rose, but free header forward Wells, who takes it down on his chest and plays it back towards Turner in the Slough goal, who looks to play it quickly, looking for Flood. Won by Ekpateta, but straight out of play and into the crowd for a throw to the home side. And it will be George Wells to take this throw for Slough. It's gone now just before the halfway line, so his throw goes in towards Stevens on his chest. Bailey comes across and gets a touch. Ball breaks on the far hand side to Togwell, who shoots. Oh, it's just a whisker by the post. It takes a deflection actually, and goes out for a corner. So Slough with a corner now on this near hand side, which Dobson will go across to take. And it will be an out swinging corner this time for the Rebels. And Slough just bit of movement inside the box here, and it's taken to the far post where Nisbet volleys it back across the goal, but too high and over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick. And that would have been one of the goals of the season if that had gone in. Nearly 16 minutes gone here at the moment. It's still 0-0 between the two sides. I can tell you that the scoreboard's working fine at the moment, so I've got two jobs. I'm doing both of them okay. Well, I don't know about the commentating bit. Long kick here by Weaver, again aimed towards Rose. Rose does well to win the header, and it's a chase on here, but Turner gets to the edge of his box first, just before Fragata gets there, and Turner plays another long ball down the field here. Stevens will try and win that ball. Bounces around, comes towards Flood. Flood just hits him on the shin and bounces away. It's cleared by Rusby. Wells with the header away. Comes through to Davies. Davies trying to keep the ball in. It's gone out of play though for a throw to the visitors. And it will be a throw that Johnson Schuster will take. Good afternoon to David Randall. Hope you're feeling better, David. I know you've been in hospital recently. As we wait for Johnson Schuster to take this throw for Hungerford Town. About 10 yards inside the Slough half. Still hasn't taken the throw. And the ball played in here towards Rose. Rose does well to turn. Tries to go past Togwell, but Rose keeps hold of the ball. Plays it in here towards Foxy. Foxy sees the run of the left-back Jones down the left-hand side and plays it to him. Ball played in, headed away well though by Josh Jackman. And it comes to the edge of the box where it will come through to Tim Grotenhouse, who shoots. But that is well wide of the goal there, unfortunately, and out of play for a goal kick. And just a shout out to our Tannoy man who's sitting near us here, but he's dressed in his golf gear. He's not a Ryder Cup fan, but he has played golf this afternoon, and he is interested in the Ryder Cup. I can tell you that Dartford are leading Western-super-Mare 1-0. Long ball played in, headed away by Bailey, flicked on by Whittingham towards Rose. Rose does well to turn and then plays the ball here for Whittingham to chase. He comes down the right hand side. Sam Togwell's in front of him. Plays the ball back here. It comes through just behind Foxy, who tries to turn and make a bit of thing. He shoots from distance from the edge of the box, does Foxley, but it's off target and out of play for a goal kick. Some of the Slough fans not impressed with the Slough performance so far, but Hungerford Town have had a couple of good results. They've beaten Dartford and Truro so far this season. And it's a long kick here by Turner, headed away well by Rusby, flicked on by Whittingham, and Nisbet gets there first. Nisbet's fouled as Rose used his body to block his run. It's a free kick for Slough, just around about a couple of yards inside the Hungerford Town half. George Wells is the player standing over this free kick. And they send forward Sam Togwell and Mark Nisbet. And the ball's played in towards Nisbet, who heads the ball on, bounces around Tim Grotenhouse with the clearance. Only as far as Jackman, who plays the ball back in. Sam Togwell tries to get there, comes through to Tim Grotenhouse, who's trying to leave it. He hooks the ball clear. It comes out here towards Lee Togwell, finds Dobson. Back out here towards Nisbet trying to play the ball in towards. Oh, it comes over to Stevens. Stevens on the edge of it. Turns, goes down in the penalty area. Referee says no penalty. Slough stopped because they thought that was a penalty, and it's cleared by Hungerford Town. And it's a poor throw by Slough. It's one back, and it's come off Tin Groton House for another throw to Slough. And the throw quickly taken by Scott Davis was for the throw there. He finds Jack Turner. Turner, long ball out here towards Dobson. Dobson flicks the ball on well. Stevens trying to get there, then goes down under and wins a free kick. And the Slough fans wondering why that free kick wasn't given a minute ago inside the box. This one's just on the outside. It's not far from the angle of the box. And it will be James Dobson to take this free kick. I'm just going to take a little bit of water while we wait. So Dobson standing over this free kick. It's level with the 18-yard box, 18-yard line, sorry. But it is a couple of yards to the side, towards the sideline. There's a two-man wall here for Hungerford Town. 20 minutes gone at the moment here at Arbour Park. Dobson standing over this free kick for Slough. Crosses the ball in there. Bounces around. Oh, it's just gone wide. And in fact, it came off a Hungerford Town player. In fact, it came off Rusby. It's gone out for a corner to the Rebels. And it just went the wrong side of the post for Slough. But Hungerford will be grateful there. That was almost an own goal there. And Rusby didn't really know much about that one. Now it's an in-swinging corner here for Slough. Again, Dobson's gone across to take this one. Played into the near post. Bouncing around. It's comes out here on the edge towards Foxley. Played up here towards Rose. Hungerford Town trying to hit on the counter-attack. Richingham trying to get there through. And then Turner comes through. Oh, poor clearance by Turner. Hits it straight at Foxley. And it's kept in here by Whittingham. Whittingham's just got acres of space. Puts a cross in at the far-hand side. Fragata tries to get there, but it's over his head. And out of play for a throw to Slough deep inside their own half. And Chapman takes it quickly towards the goalkeeper Turner, and Turner will clear long for Slough. Flood and Stevens playing a little too close for each other. Ball headed away by Rusby, flicked on by Jones. Not the best of clearances. It comes through to Davis. Finds Dobson. Dobson, trying to find Togwell with the first time ball, but intercepted by Bailey, who plays the ball down, but no one running for it for Hungerford Town. And it goes all the way through to Turner, who's 10-15 yards outside of his box. Launches a long ball down the field. Ekpateta clears. Comes through towards Bailey, who finds Ten Groton House, who turns and then plays it back out here to Jones, the left back. Inside towards Foxley. Foxley plays it in, but behind for Gatton. It's the ball won back by Slough with Jackman in towards Warren Harris. Rusby comes across to win the ball and claim it for Hungerford Town. Foxley turns sweetly in the centre circle. And Slough won it back here with Lee Togwell. Togwell in towards Warren Harris. And ball played into Dobson. Dobson's ball is too far, and Nisbet with the headed clearance. It will come through again towards Warren Harris and finds Chapman. Chapman has to just rush and play the ball down the line. Rusby with the clearance and finds Ten Groton House. He has time to play the ball in towards Foxley, who just runs into Nisbet, and Nisbet wins the ball and brings it here towards Dobson. Dobson needs a little bit of help. He's turning and plays it in towards Stevens. Stevens trying to turn. Ball back in towards Dobson. Dobson being allowed to carry on by the referee. Shoots from distance. It's just wide of the goal. And very similar to the goal he scored against Sholing, or the effort that he had. And it's a goal kick here to Hungerford Town. And it's Weaver to take this kick. And long kick by him, headed away by Lee Togwell. Dobson gets there first, only as far as the ball though goes to Bailey, and Bailey spreads it out here towards Johnson Schuster, the right back. Has a bit of space here to play it in towards Rose, and Rose holding the ball up, turns into trouble, and it's won back by Dobson. Finds Jackman. Jackman chipping the ball over. Oh, it's a wrong ball to play there by Jackman, and it's gone all the way through to the goalkeeper Weaver. And it's coming up, just go up to 23 and a bit minutes gone. Still 0-0 between the two sides. And a long kick here by Weaver. Rose jumps up with it. Comes to Wells, who just guides the ball back. And it's here with Jack Turner, the Slough goalkeeper. It's Hampton and Richmond are losing at home to Billericay Town in the battle of the second and third. Ball comes out here towards Davis, trying to find Flood, but Flood just can't turn and pick the ball up. It's gone out of play for a throw to the home side. Roughly 20 yards away from their goal. It's Johnson Schuster to take this throw for Hungerford Town. And played in there, won by Davis, but it comes through to Rose. And Rose, it's tackled by Togwell. Comes off Lee Togwell last. It'll be a throw to Hungerford Town, which Johnson Schuster again takes from the halfway line. And he's just, again, waiting for a bit of movement from his players. It comes from Bailey, comes back to him quite high, and it's played on, headed away by Togwell. Comes through back towards Johnson Schuster, who plays it across on the far hand side into the path of Jones. Jones, the left gap, brings the ball forwards here now towards Fragata. Fragata's appeared on that left hand side. Back here towards Jones, who crosses in first time. Rose with the header down, and Slough to try and clear it away. And in the end, it's Jack Turner who claims or stops it going out for a corner. And then clears long here, trying to find Chris Flood. Flood comes off the shoulder of Ekpateta, comes on the far hand side. Jones with the clearance only as far as Davis. Davis lets the ball come past him and then finds Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell with the ball at his feet, just chipping the ball forwards for the run of Stevens. Stevens up against Jones, and it's a foul there by Stevens for a free kick to the away side. And it'll be Weaver, the goalkeeper, who goes across to take this. A little bit quiet atmosphere again here at Arbour Park. Fans being a little quiet. 25 minutes gone. Still 0-0 between the two sides. And it's Weaver with the free kick. Aimed towards Rose. And it's headed away by Nisbet. Comes out here towards Foxley. Foxley's ball finding Fragata. Fragata trying to keep the ball in on the far hand side. Comes off... ball must have gone out of play because he's given it as a throw to Slough. So a throw to the Rebels, which Josh Jackman has gone across to go and take. And Jackman about 10 yards away from the corner flag. And throw looking for Flood over the head of him. Comes to Tim Grotenhouse, who plays the ball in. And this time there's an offside against Rose. And it's a free kick to Slough, taken quickly and finding Mark Nisbet. Nisbet with the ball in towards Dobson. Dobson being chased by Johnson Schuster, goes down looking for a free kick. Here with Bailey of Hungerford Town, played forwards, intercepted by Mark Nisbet. Comes to George Wells. Wells plays it forwards. Ekpateta heads the ball away. Comes towards Dobson. Dobson in the central position. One here with Davis. In towards Lee Togwell. Finds Flood. Back in towards Lee Togwell. No one on the right hand side for Slough. Ball in by Dobson. And Togwell is adjudged to have fouled there. And it's a free kick to Hungerford Town, halfway inside their own half. A game of very little goalmouth action here at the moment. As Weaver takes it quickly, trying to find Fragata on the far hand side. Jackman with the header away. It comes here towards Warren Harris. Harris can turn for Slough and plays the ball looking for Stevens. Hits Stevens and ricochets kindly to Flood. Ball over the top for Stevens to chase onto. Gets there first. Ekpateta's been pushing him away. Stevens stands up in the box, holds it up and finds Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Back post. Oh, Weaver gets a touch to it. Comes back out here towards Warren Harris. Harris just beating Fragata to the ball. Finds Scott Davis. Davis being pushed backwards, and then a bit of a thing here as Davis seems to go back to the goalkeeper. He's gone back towards Togwell. It has gone back towards the goalkeeper, Turner. And Slough gone from having the ball deep inside the Hungerford Town half to having it in their own half. Ball played forwards here for Wells. It's Whittingham with the header, then a cushion header by Johnson Schuster. Whittingham tries to clear, sits it straight at Wells and goes out of play for a throw to Hungerford Town deep inside their own half. 0-0 with 28 minutes gone. Like I say, if you do want to get in contact, you can use the comment screen on your YouTube, or if you're on Twitter, it's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Good afternoon to you all. And Johnson Schuster with the throw. Headed on by Bailey, finds Rose, and Wells gets there first. Goes back towards the goalkeeper Turner. Turner just has to come to the edge of his box to clear. Warren Harris tries to get there. Ball comes straight towards Davies. Davies plays it in here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell in towards Flood. Flood, ball in towards Dobson. Oh, almost back in towards Flood, but Johnson Schuster gets a good little touch to the ball there, and he finds Whittingham with the ball on the far hand side, trying to find Fragata. It's got too much on it and comes to Turner. Turner hitting it first time, looking for the ball over the top for Warren Harris to chase. Harris up against Jones. Harris chases down well, keeps hold of the ball. It's got Jackman on the overlap. Jackman just gets to the corner of the box, still with the ball at his feet. Oh, looking for Warren Harris. It's a bit short, and Jones has come across and clears only as far as Lee Togwell, 30 yards away from ball. His ball in is blocked by Fragata, and it's come off Bailey last. It will be a throw to the Rebels on the far hand side, roughly 20 yards away from the Hungerford Town goal. And it's like Sam Togwell's going to cross to take a long throw into the box for the Rebels. And Togwell actually takes it short here to the edge of the box for Dobson. Dobson shoots, but that's not the best of shots, and is well high and wide of the goal. And it's been a fairly tight affair here at Arbour Park this afternoon. 0-0, not much goalmouth action to tell you about. Let's see if we can find you some updated scores from other games in the National League South for you, while we wait for Weaver to come across to take this one. And it's Weaver with this long kick, headed away by Wells. Grotenhouse with the header, comes to Lee Togwell, who plays the ball forward for Matty Stevens to chase, up against Ekpateta. Stevens wins the ball, Ekpateta gets a touch to it, goes out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And it's taken quickly to George Wells, back here towards Dobson. Dobson trying to flick the ball into Togwell, headed away by Johnson Schuster. Dobson rises high, but he's adjudged to have fouled, and it's a free kick to Hungerford Town. And around about 25 yards away from their goal. And it's Weaver, the goalkeeper, who comes across to take this free kick. As we wait for Weaver to take this kick, it's again aimed towards Rose, won by George Wells. Flood gets a little header, heads it though into the path of Johnson Schuster for Hungerford Town. He tries to go down the near hand side to Whittingham. Whittingham being forced back by George Wells, and Wells has done well to find Flood, and Whittingham's gone down injured, but the referee says play on. Ball's here with Davis. Davis turns away from trouble, finds Jack. Just sells Chapman a little bit short there, and Slough just got a bit of a lucky ricochet here. Ball's with just goes past Fragata nicely. Plays it in here towards Ron Harris. Edge of the box. Ron Harris cuts it out. Back in towards Chapman. Chapman just overruns it. Ball bouncing around. It's cleared. It'll come out as far as Scott Davis. Davis crosses the ball in. Flood trying to raise in there, and Flood has fouled Ekpateta. It's a free kick to Hungerford Town, and Slough wasted a good opportunity there. And it's a free kick there as Slough had some good play. Good play again by Josh Chapman on that far hand side. And it's again we wait for Weaver to go and get the ball from the far side. And it's a goal in Gloucester City. It's Eastbourne Borough taking the lead at Gloucester City. Oh, sorry, it says Gloucester City have taken the lead. I don't understand it. Why you'd put your team at 1-0 down when you're at home, I don't get it. It's Weaver to take this free kick for Hungerford Town. Plays the ball long, again flicked on by Rose, and Turner has to come and claim the ball before Whittingham can get there. And the ball's here in the hands of Slough goalkeeper Jack Turner. 33 minutes gone, still 0-0. Just drops the ball on the edge of the D of his penalty area. And then looks to play a long ball down the field for Flood, who's come wide. He comes in towards, tries to find Stevens. Stevens gets the ball inside the box. Takes a shot, it's straight at the goalkeeper. And although it was on target, should really have played it to Warren Harris, who was clear just to the right of him, but took the shot early. And it's easy save for Weaver. And Weaver takes the ball down. Comes off the head of Rose. Nisbet's there for Slough to come across and clear and find Stevens. Stevens takes it on his chest, being forced wide by Tim Grotenhouse in towards Dobson. Dobson looking for a foul there. The referee says no foul. I thought it was a free kick. Ball's here with Tim Grotenhouse for Hungerford Town. Spreads it out. Poor ball, well intercepted by Josh Chapman again. And Chapman bringing the ball out for Warren Harris on this far hand side. Finds it in towards Davis. Chapman has continued his run, but Dobson has appeared on the far hand side. Lovely control by him. Nicks it past and then wins a free kick by running the other side of Jones. And the linesman signalled for that one. I can't honestly believe he's going to book him for that. Jones it's Rusby actually that's going to go in the book. My apologies there. It's Rusby that's going in the book. It's a foul, but it's not a yellow card. I mean, bearing in mind what the referee has been letting go so far in the first 33 minutes, I mean, that is never a yellow card in a million years. It's a foul, it's a free kick. But it's definitely not a yellow card. I'm just going to see if it comes up on the screen. As there you go, look, yellow card. There you go. Just I got it right. Boom! Got the scoreboard working. Look, brilliant. No one cares. And it's how does it go back to the thing? As it's going to be a corner played in. And it's gone in, and Slough have scored. It looks as though Matty Stevens is the player. The corner has come in, and it's a goal for the Rebels. And the goal comes from Matty Stevens, who's been claiming the goal. The free kick came to the near post, and it looks like Stevens has got a touch, and Slough take the lead. I get that as 36 minutes. And Matty Stevens with his fourth goal for the Rebels, his first at home. And Slough take the lead with a ball that was drilled into the near post from a James Dobson corner. And it's a strange one. I didn't think it was a yellow card. Definitely a foul, but there you go. It's the first goal of the game, and it's a kick-off here for Hungerford Town. Played out here towards Jones, the left back. He plays the ball forwards here. Headed away by Josh Chapman. Finds Lee Togwell in towards Warren Harris. Harris with a bit of race to run forwards here and runs with the ball. Daly chasing. Ball down the line here for Stevens. Stevens will do well to keep that ball in, and does keep it in well. Right by the corner flag. Needs a little bit of help. And comes from Togwell, but the ball isn't the best, and Bailey wins it for Hungerford Town. Trying to find Rose. It's a challenge by Sam Togwell. It's a foul by him. And it's the ball's here with Jones running down the left hand side here for Hungerford. Finds Fregata. Fregata cuts inside here, holds the ball up well. Plays it in here through Ten Grotenhouse. Crosses it out towards Johnson Schuster, the right back. Has a bit of space 10 yards inside the Slough half. Plays it in towards Foxley. Foxley back here towards Whittingham. Whittingham's got time on the ball. And plays it into Ten Grotenhouse. Hits the ball right at Lee Togwell. Nisbet there with the header, and it's a foul there on Nisbet, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. Lee Togwell trying to take it quickly here, but Slough with the 1-goal lead there, given to by Matt Stevens on 36 minutes. And it's Jack Turner to take this free kick for Slough, just outside his penalty area. And it's a long ball played here towards Flood. Flood keeps the ball in well. Finds Dobson. Dobson turns away. Little back flick into the path of Flood. Flood back in towards Dobson on the edge of the area. Trying to make a bit of space. He's got Wells behind him. Turns away with a couple of things. Takes a shot. Takes a deflection. And scuffs through towards the goalkeeper Weaver. But has to make the save as Stevens was trying to get in on the end of the ball there. But Slough with a good spell of play here at the moment. Stevens at the heart of it, and the ball here with Weaver, the goalkeeper, and he drops the ball on the edge of his 18-yard box, plays the ball down the field, and headed away by Bailey in towards Whittingham. Foxley tries to get there. Slough put a foot in and win it back. It's here with Turner being chased down by Foxley, and Turner clears for Slough. And Stevens tries to win the head. Doesn't know where the ball is. It's brought out here by Rusby. In towards Fregata. Fregata turns into two Slough players, but turns away with the ball. Still has the ball at his feet. Has to go all the way back to Jones, the left back. Inside towards Rusby. The Hungerford Town captain has time on the ball. Turns away. Flicks it on the outside of his foot, trying to find Foxley. Foxley held up by Josh Chapman. Turning away with the ball. Little flick ball in, trying to find Rose. Togwell just puts his body in the way, but Rose is strong and wins the ball. Takes a shot from distance, but it's well wide of the Slough goal. And it's out of play for a goal kick. So we played 39 minutes. Slough with the 1-goal lead. And Turnell get the game back underway with a goal kick. And it's Jack Turner with this kick. It's just being some instructions here. The long kick here into this gorgeous sunny sky. Groton House with the header comes towards Rose. Rose has time to control the ball, but just runs into Scott Davis. It's won back by Slough, and Nisbet plays out on the far hand side, looking for the run of Warren Harris. Harris up against Jones. Jones under pressure here, trays it off. Does really well actually, does Jones. That's really good defending. Plays it off Warren Harris. It goes out of play for a goal kick to the away side. And it'll be Weaver to take this goal kick for the Crusaders, as they're nicknamed, managed by the player manager Ian Herring and the assistant Kevin Watson. As Weaver takes this goal kick, aimed on the far hand side to Richie Whittingham, but he can't get the ball. Goes over his head, over the head of them all, and out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Josh Jackman will take this 10 yards inside his own half. Looks for a little bit of movement. Comes from Flood. Flood's can't get there. It's headed away by Jones. Comes back here towards Jackman, who can play the ball forwards. Stevens trying to get underneath it. Rusby gets there. Stevens gets a touch to it, but it only goes straight back towards the goalkeeper Weaver, who's clearly wearing the brightest outfit of anyone in the entire world this afternoon. So long kick by him, played down the field. Looking again for Rose. Sam Togwell headed away. Lee Togwell flicks back on. Davis flicks it on. Davis gets caught as he jumps for the ball, but the referee says play on. Ball's here with Groton. Stolen well by Josh Jackman, and Jackman gets the ball back here. Jackman, one of their furthest forwards for Slough, running at the defence, tries to go. It goes past Rusby. Jackman plays a shot at it. It's really well blocked by Ekpateta, but that is a fantastic run by Josh Jackman, all the way from inside. He won the ball and brought it forwards, and it's out for a corner to the Rebels, their fourth of the game. And they scored from their last one again. Sam Togwell and Mark Nisbet go forwards. It's James Dobson with the corner on the far hand side. And it's another in-swinging corner for Slough. As Dobson takes it short to the lead. Togwell gets the ball back to Dobson, who crosses this time to the far post. Headed across goal, comes to Nisbet, who shoots, and Nisbet scores a second for the Rebels. No, he doesn't. It's offside. Just as well I didn't do the scoreboard then. That goal has been disallowed for an offside by the linesman. And it remains 1-0 here. And it's a free kick here to Hungerford Town. Still 1-0. Looks like it maybe took a touch off a Slough player inside the box. Kick by Weaver, looking for Whittingham, who tries to keep the ball in, heads that into St Joe's School, and that's out of play for a throw to the Rebels on the far hand side. Still 1-0, that goal disallowed for the Rebels here. 43 minutes coming up here on the clock. And Togwell just being told to take the throw a lot further up the field for the Rebels. And it's Josh Jackman with the throw. Flood makes himself available for the ball. It comes through to Dobson. His little header finds Davis. Davis brings it down in the centre circle, in towards Nisbet. Nisbet's ball played here for Stevens to run onto. Ekpateta comes across to shield the ball and shields it out. It's out for a throw to Hungerford Town, deep inside their own half. And Johnson Schuster is the player that comes across to take this one, right by the corner flag here. And Johnson Schuster with this throw. And it's flicked on by Bailey. Comes towards Rose. Rose trying to hold the ball up. It's going to be one back here by Warren Harris. Oh, it's actually flicked over the head, and Jackman will chase it all the way back. He'll leave it for Turner. Turner plays it high into the gorgeous sunny sky. Underneath it is Rusby. Rusby's header. We picked up by Davies. Davies, on the little far hand side. Plays it back here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman has time on the ball. Plays it in. Oh, lovely little ball inside to Dobson. Dobson trying to cut past a couple of players. Still running with the ball. Forgets the ball as Ekpateta takes it off him. Here with Tim Grotenhouse. School skips past the challenge of the win. But one back by Davies. But he can't keep the ball in place. Out of play for a throw on the far hand side to Hungerford Town. We haven't had any indication. We're going to see that there'll be, looks like a minute of added time by the referee here. Just waiting for a signal from that. As the throw comes in on the far hand side. Finds Tim Grotenhouse. Back here towards Jones. He just plays the ball straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. I can tell you there'll be a minute of added time to play. And it's Josh Chapman with this throw for Slough on the far hand side. We're just keeping our eye on the thing because we've got to press the thing on a second, and that's it. So we pause that. And so throw comes in here, flicked away, headed away by Jones, comes back here towards Josh Chapman who heads it on. There's 1 minute of added time to play. Ball's here on the far hand side. Played in towards Stevens. Headed by Rusby. Tim Grusenhouse gets a touch to it. Here with Foxley. Foxley with the ball over the top. Togwell with the header in towards Wells. Wells just being chased by Fragata. Wells clears long and high. Johnson Schuster under the header. In towards Fragata. Good touch by him. Oh, gives the ball away though towards Dobson. Dobson skips past the challenge. Fragata comes in on him and challenges us out of play for a throw to Slough. And it's going to be quick throw by Slough from Wells in towards Dobson. Dobson gets the ball back, just plays it in here towards Stevens. Gets the ball back to the ball, just challenged from Ekpateta. It's gone out for a throw to Slough. And it's crossed into the box. Oh, Tim Grotenhouse gets a touch to it. And Warren Harris had to keep the ball in, does he? Can't keep it in on the far hand side. It's a throw to Hungerford Town. Right by the corner flag on the far hand side. Don't forget we'll have our half-time quiz. It's a little bit more of a fun quiz today. It's a bit more of a jovial laughter quiz. Let's just say that they're funnier. Well, kind of funnier. I thought they were funny, but then I've got a weird sense of humour. Waiting for this throw to come in from Rusby on the far hand side before the referee looks to blow. He's played a bit of extra time here. Ball played in here. Headed away by Tim Grotenhouse. Comes to Togwell. Lee Togwell finding Dobson. Dobson will shoot first time. Hits a hand. Referee. How is that not a handball? Clearly hits the hand of Johnson Schuster. It's not deliberate, but it's still a handball. It's taken a touch off it. And that is the half-time whistle here at... so it's half time here. I'm fine, thank you. And it's half time here. The scoreboard just going through its thing. I've operated it well so far. Oh, Gary Thomas would be pleased with me. I've shown him up of how to do it. We'll give you some half time scores as well. We'll also try and give you the latest score in the Ryder Cup as well, as we're just still waiting for a few people to walk past for us here. It's just going to try and go through the scores. Yeah, half-time scores. All right, he's going to do it for you. So it's I'll just go through as I write the half-time scores as I find them for you this afternoon. So what we'll do, I'll give you the half-time quiz. So just remember, this is a more of a light-hearted quiz this afternoon. Just because it's a nice sunny day, almost in October, so that's why we're going a bit light-hearted on the quiz this afternoon. So, question 1. Now, bear in mind it's light-hearted. It's more of a riddly kind of thing. What kind of tea do football players drink? Okay. So, number 1, what kind of tea do football players drink? You'll see where this is going. Don't worry. What footballer takes the goals home after every game? So what footballer takes the goals home after every game? Right, what runs around a football pitch but doesn't move? Question 3. What runs around a football pitch but doesn't move? You can tell these are all going to be terrible, you know that. Number 4. Why was the football ground so wet? 4. Why was the football ground so wet? And the last one is, where is the best place to shop for a football jersey? We're just going to do this. It's Bath 0, Welling 1, Chelmsford City, St Albans City 0, Concord Rangers 1, Truro City 0. It's Dartford 1, Western Supermare 1. Dulwich 0, Chippenham 0. Oh, it's gone all quiet. East Thurrock 0, Wealdstone 0. It's Gloucester City 1, Eastbourne Borough 0. Hampton and Richmond 0. Billericay 1. Hemel Hempstead 2. Oxford City 0. And I missed the last one. I'll have to try and find that was Torquay. I totally missed what he said. My apologies there. I've totally missed that one. You all right there, Cameron? How you doing? You good? I can't believe I missed that last score, but there you go. I'm doing the scoreboard as well as everything else. How good am I? I'm good. I'll run through that half-time quiz for you again. Remember, it's a little bit light-hearted for a bit of fun. What kind of tea do football players drink? Which footballer takes the goal home at the end of every game? What runs around a pitch but doesn't move? Why was the football ground so wet? And where's the best place to buy a football shirt? There you go. I couldn't make it any easier for you. So there you go. I was trying to find the Torquay United score. I'll actually give you some more scores from around the leagues as well. I won't obviously give you the Premier League, because I know that you all like to watch Match of the Day without knowing that one. But there was obviously an earlier game earlier in the day that finished, so I won't tell you that one either. In Sky Bet Championship, it's Birmingham 0, Ipswich 2, Blackburn 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Bolton Wanderers 1, Derby County 0, Brentford 1, Reading 1, Hull City 0, Middlesbrough 0, Millwall 0, Sheffield United 1, Norwich City 0, Wigan 0, Preston North End 0, West Brom 0, and Swansea 1, QPR 0. Into Sky Bet League 2, it's AFC Wimbledon 2, Oxford 1, Bradford City 0, Bristol 0, Burton Albion 0, Scunthorpe 0. Full-time score from early kick-off is Coventry 1, Sunderland 1. It's Fleetwood Town 1, Barnsley 2, Luton 0, Charlton 1, Peterborough 1, Blackpool 0, Plymouth Argyle 1, Doncaster 1. It's Rochdale 1, Portsmouth 1, Shrewsbury 0, Gillingham 1, Walsall 0, Accrington Stanley 1, and Wycombe 1, Southend. Sorry, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Southend United 1. My apologies there. So into Sky Bet League 2 for you. So it's Carlisle 0, Stevenage 0, Cheltenham 0, Lincoln City 0, Colchester 0, Bury 1, Crawley 1, Yeovil 1, Grimsby 1, Morecambe 0, Macclesfield 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Mansfield 1, Northampton 0, MK Dons 1, Tranmere 1, Newport County 1, Cambridge United 2, Notts County 1, Crewe 1, Port Vale 0, Exeter City 0, and Swindon Town 0, Oldham Athletic 0. We've got some FA Trophy scores for you. Ashford Town 3, Haybridge 0. But we'll try and go on to the National League. It's AFC Fylde 1, Braintree 0, Bournemouth 1, Harrogate Town 1, Bromley 1, FC Halifax 1 0. Sorry, that was Bromley 1, FC Halifax 0. Dagenham Redbridge 1, Ebbsfleet 2. It's 0-0 between Dover Athletic and Barrow, and also Gateshead and Eastleigh. Hartlepool 1, Aldershot 0. Havant and Waterlooville 0, Solihull Moors 0, Leyton Orient 0, Sutton United 0, Maidenhead 0, Salford City 2, Maidstone 1, Chesterfield 0, and Wrexham 1, Barnet 0. And the Sippenham's mascots are out there having a little little kickabout. As the scoreboard goes through its little things for it, and there you go. Chalvey Sports. That's just the latest score. I was trying to give you a score there, but there you go. It looks as though Weston-super-Mare equalised in the last kick of the first half in their game. So there you go, and we're just going to... So if you do want to get in contact with those quiz score answers, do so on Twitter or on the comments page of the thing for you. So if anyone's had a go for that one. Claire Queen thinks they're quite funny, although she hasn't had a go at the answers because they're too hard, aren't they? That's what it is. So I'm just quite surprised that I've managed to get the scoreboard working, which is a surprise. It's just been a while. It's a no smoking stadium. I didn't realise it was that bad. Simon Moyer is listening in Maganporth in Cornwall. Congratulations to you. As they've finally got electricity in Cornwall. There you go. And so we're just waiting for a few things for you to come through. I was trying to find the Torquay score, but I'd totally forgotten what I was doing. So let me just see if I can find that score for you. I think it was Torquay versus Woking is the only game that I hadn't found a score for in our league. So let's try and rectify that for you now. It was Torquay 0, Woking 2 is that score. So there you go, and trying to see who are who's it we play in the cup? Bristol Manor Farm. I was trying to see if they were playing, but I can't find a score for them, unfortunately, at the moment. There are FA trophy games going on, so I presume they are playing Fasham Town at the moment. Bristol Manor Farm. I don't know what the score is. I'll find it out in a second. But there you go. So up and coming games for the Rebels. It's they've got on a week today here at Arbour Park. It's the Emirates FA Cup, the return of that, as Slough host Bristol Manor Farm. That game is available to be sponsored. As you can, if you want a match day sponsor, a ball sponsor, if you want to bring your children down as mascots, they can do that. Along like the mascots who have come down today from FC Chippenham. So there you go, and that is that game. Then on the 13th of October, which is 2 weeks today, Slough will be away to Welling United. So we're just going to see, there are some supporters coach details. To find that, you can use that from our two sponsors, My Football Club, the online football community, are one of our sponsors. You can find more about them on the Pachero website, and also the Slough Town Supporters Trust. You can find them on their website, sloughtown-supporterstrust.co.uk, and it has all the details of that away travel to Welling. And Europe are 8-4 up in the current Ryder Cup scores. I think they won all 4 of the things, or they must have won 3 out of the 4 today in the Ryder Cup. So there you go. If you're at Chelmsford City and you've got the winning 50-50 draw number, it's 04461. The price is 185 quid. Wow, wee. That's a fair old 50-50 draw, isn't it, eh? So there you go. Some good things for you there. And so we're just going to see. No one seems to want to do my half-time quiz this afternoon, so I'll read the answers out just before half-time. I will remember today to do that. And just waiting for a few things to go along. And some of the Slough players are making their way out, so I'll keep an eye out on any potential subs. James Dobson's bought a change of boots out, so whether he's not happy with the ones that he's got, I'm not sure. But we shall see. We're just waiting for see if any other ones come out. The Slough management team are out already. And here come some of the other players for Hungerford Town. So we're almost close to kick-off time here for the second half at Arbour Park. And we're just seeing what's going on. Not a lot going on here at the moment, just players slowly filtering out. So there you go. We'll try and give you some details. If you're a fan of Slough and you're not in the 500 club, may I ask you to take a look at that. So basically the 500 club is that what happens is you donate £5 per month and you go into a draw. The winners of that draw, there are 4 winners, there's 4 prizes, and I think the minimum prize at the moment is £100. The top prize is somewhere near £270. So you just give your bank details to the football club. We take a £5 out each month and you get put into that draw. That draw is made at the first home game of every month, so there'll be a draw next Saturday in the FA Cup game. So there'll be a thing there. So you can do that, and it does give the club an extra bit of money as well. And if you're not a fan that comes to a lot of the games and you can't make games, it's a good way to support the club. It's only a £5 a month. When you think that's roughly around about, I don't know, 40p a day or something, is it? I don't know, something like that. Can't be a lot. I don't know. My maths is absolutely terrible, but someone will work it out and tell us. So there you go. So that is something that you can do to help the football club. The management team from Hungerford Town are out already. So there you go. Some of the other games have already kicked off in our league. But still waiting for players to filter through at the moment. So we're just waiting for things are going through. And they're just slowly starting to come through. The Hungerford players coming out as well. So we're coming up to the start of the second half. We'll keep an eye out to see if there are any changes to the team. So I'll give you the half-time quiz answers. Now I did tell you they were a bit jokey. So here you go. Question 1. What kind of tea do football players take? I just told you the answer. It's a penalty. A penalty. I told you these were bad. Which footballer takes the goal home at every game? Well, it's obviously the goalkeeper. What runs around a football pitch but doesn't move? That's the fence. Why was the football ground so wet? Because all the players dribbled over it. And the last one is, where's the best place to shop for a football shirt? It's New Jersey. There you go. I told you they were rubbish. They were corny as hell. So there you go. My apologies for all that. But it was just a little bit of fun this afternoon. And we got there in the end. I can tell you that there are no substitutes for either side start of this second half. We're just about waiting for the referee to start the second half. So they'll be shooting from left to right. We're just waiting for our referee, Mr. Matthew Russell, to get the game underway. Just waiting for the making sure that the goalkeepers are all ready, and then hopefully we will have a game of football for you. He's waiting for something, I don't know what, but there you go. And there you go, the second half has started, and the ball's here with Slough with the kick-off. It's here with Davies, goes all the way back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner with a long kick down the field, aimed here towards Flood. Flood can't get there, comes off the chest of Rusby. Played ball forwards here, but there's an offside there against Hungerford Town. And it's a quickly taken free kick, headed away by Johnson Schuster. Comes on the far hand side to Whittingham. Whittingham's ball played in, looking for Rose. There's a slip there, but it's a foul by Rose on Mark Nisbet. It's a free kick to the Rebels, 10 yards inside their own half. And Slough take it quickly with Nisbet, finding Sam Togwell. Played in towards Davies, a little bit short for him, but ball played across here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman's ball played in towards Flood. Flood flicks the ball on immediately, trying to find Warren Hutch. Ball's here with Ten Grotenhouse, looking for the ball over the top here for Whittingham to chase. Wells is chasing with him, and Wells goes back towards the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner's long ball down the field. It's going to be flicked on here by James Dobson, looking for Stevens. Ball was taken down by Johnson Schuster. Plays it forwards here to Whittingham. Whittingham trying to fund the run of Johnson Schuster. Hooked clear by Nisbet. Comes here on the far hand side towards Wells. Wells looks up and plays the ball here for Dobson. Dobson gets behind the defence, running down the left hand side. Bit of movement, cuts inside. Still running with the ball. Dobson with the goal! It's a number 2 for the Rebels. It's all the own work of James Dobson down that last far side. He scores for the Rebels. I'm just going to see if I can find that one. We're just going to... Oh, come on, thing. It's a goal for the Rebels. It's 2-0. Dobson scores on 47 minutes for the Rebels. Cuts inside a couple of players and then fires the ball into the net. Slough have a 2-0 lead here this afternoon. And it's an early goal for the Rebels. And it's going to be a kick-off here for Hungerford Town. Rose with the ball, plays out to Johnson Schuster. Some of the Slough fans hadn't even got it back into position. Ball play forwards here towards Rose. Rose finds Bailey. Bailey's ball cut out by Warren Harris. It breaks here towards Scott Davis. Davis running with the ball. Has time to play the ball in towards Stevens. Stevens holds the ball up here looking for Flood. Oh, they both leave it. Stevens, though, comes out strong with the ball. Just runs into the player, and it's a foul by Stevens on the Hungerford Town player Bailey. It's a free kick to Hungerford Town. And it's going to be the goalkeeper Weaver to take it. That goal coming from James Dobson's right foot. So it's a free kick here for Hungerford Town. Weaver standing over this free kick. And played forward here looking for Rose. Rose does well. Foxley actually wins the header. It's flicked on here by Whittingham. And it'll come through to Jack Turner, who's fumbling with the ball with Rose there, but he gets us the ball in the end. And Turner tries to get Slough on the attack quickly here. And drills the ball down the field. It's going to go all the way through, though, to Weaver in the Hungerford Town goal. And he just drops the ball on the edge of his 18-yard box. Takes a couple of touches forwards here. Slough quite happy to let him have the ball. And then plays a long ball down here again, looking for Rose. Nisbet wins the header. Ball comes in from Bailey, but Nisbet was the player who's just fouled. It's a free kick here for Hungerford Town in a dangerous position here. Roughly 23-4 yards away from goal. And level with the tram line. The referee not happy with the free kick being taken quickly. It's level with the tram line of the 6-yard box, if you makes any sense to you. And it's a free kick that Hungerford Town have a couple of people standing over. In Foxley, Jones and Ten Grotenhouse. It's going to be Foxley the player. Slough have a 4-man wall. Foxley to take this free kick for Hungerford Town. Can he get them back in this game early start of this thing? Johnson Schuster makes a run down the near hand side. Foxley goes for goal, and it's actually hit the crossbar and gone out for a goal kick. But Turner seemed to have it covered. It's quite central to him, but it's gone over the top, and it's a goal kick here to Slough. And Jack Turner will take this kick here. They lead 2-0 here with that early goal in the second half from James Dobson. And ball played out here, looking for Flood. Flood flicks the ball on towards Warren Harris. Harris holds the ball up well. Oh, a little nutmeg into the path of Flood. Flood comes running through, challenged by Fragata. It's a throw to Slough. They're going to just take their time with this throw. And it comes in from Josh Jackman towards Davis. Davis with a little pass looking over the top there. Ball cleared across. Comes out in the end here towards Whittingham. It's been closed down by Slough. Ball's been won forwards. It comes out here towards Foxley. Foxley with the ball over the top. Sam Togwell chases, and then Jack Turner gets there first for Slough, and then plays the ball down the field. Hits Stevens on the head. He gets a lucky bounce. Ball bounces into him into the penalty box. Being held, then goes down theatrically when he maybe should have got the penalty for the original foul, but the referee said no. Ball's been chested by Rose, and Davis plays it back down towards the goalkeeper Turner. But it's now looking for a penalty there, not given. And the ball's here with George Wells in towards Nisbet. Nisbet goes back here towards the goalkeeper Turner. Turner has plenty of time on the ball here. And it's Turner just has the ball just outside his box. Plays again looking for Flood. Flood's header is this time read by Rusby, but he just runs the ball in. Lee Togwell tries to get a touch to it. Cleared by Tim Groten. It's flicked on there. Headed away by Sam Togwell. Only comes as far as Fragata. It's immediately surrounded by several players. Josh Chapman being one, or just dallies on the ball, and it's one back here with Hungerford Town. Here with Rose. Rose trying to turn. Plays the ball in here towards Bailey. Bailey gets a touch through into Foxley, runs straight into George Wells. It's one back by Slough with Chris Flood deep into Davis. Davis hitting it with the outside of his foot. It's for Stevens to chase. Up against Ekpateta. Ekpateta wins the race. Goes back to the goalie. But his clearance isn't the best, and it goes out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And Slough, Tequila Shark's not been listening. Where have you been, Tequila? 2 minutes into the second half, Dobson got a second goal. This is what happens when you go away and make yourself cups of tea or I don't know, espresso martinis or wherever it is you're doing at the moment. Ball's in the far side here with Dobson. Cuts inside, just gets challenged there. Just one back, but Slough won it back here with Nisbet. Nisbet bringing the ball forwards in towards Flood. Nisbet gets the ball back. Oh, just heavy touch in there, and Weaver dives bravely at the feet of Warren Harris to gather the ball. And it's someone's dishing out biscuits here. Someone's dishing out biscuits and we haven't been given one. It's terrible. Chocolate biscuits going around. Ball played forwards. Jackman tries to get there. Rose is there first. He shields the ball with his ball. Just turns into two Slough players. Warren Harris tries to win it. Comes out here towards Jones. Jones finds Tim Grotenhouse. Turns neatly. Plays the ball in. Try and finds Bailey. Bailey trying to run it in. Jackman. Oh, great challenge again by Josh Jackman, who can bring the ball out and finds Warren Harris. Harris little ball down here. But it's come through to Ekpateta, who plays it across to Tim Grotenhouse. He's seen a lot more of the ball, Tim Grotenhouse, in this second half. Ball over the top looking for Foxley, but Wells sees the ball out. It's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels. Claire Queen says she's never heard of an espresso martini. I doubt that very much, Claire. And I'm surprised that you and Tequila Shark are most probably on espresso martinis at the moment, even though you may be a fair distance apart. Flood flicks the ball on well, looking for the runner Stevens. Stevens trying to get a touch to it, but again goalkeeper does bravely to dive at the play of his own player's feet. Actually, Potato was just guiding the ball back, and again Weaver does well to dive at the feet and gather the ball well. So Weaver clicks it into this gorgeous blue sunny sky here. Wells wins the header, comes back to Ekpateta, volleys the ball forward. Sam Togwell headed away for Slough, comes to Flood. Flood wins his own little flicked on header, chases it down, turns away and finds Josh Jackman. Jackman opens his body up and plays the ball back here towards Sam Togwell, being chased here by Fragata, but it's back here with Turner. And Turner's ball down is flicked on. Oh, it's well flicked on by Flood. Warren Harris will chase this one up against Rusby. Rusby shows up the challenge there and just plays the ball down the field. And it's won by Sam Togwell. His chested ball comes though towards Rose. Rose being forced backwards by Jackman. Tries to play it on the far hand side. Oh, headed by Wells. Foxley will get there first though on the far hand side. Cuts the ball back inside here towards Whittingham. Whittingham back in towards Foxley, but oh no, Whittingham kicks the ball in, forced wide by Slough. Back here with Foxley in towards Ten Groton House. Just gets a dummy by the referee and then plays it back out to Whittingham on the far hand side. Whittingham crosses in. No one in the box though for Hungerford Town. It's a real waste of a ball. And it's gone out of play for a throw. Quickly taken by Slough, where it's taken here towards Jack Turner, who can clear long down the field, looking for the run of Stevens. Oh, Stevens does really well to get to the head to the ball, but he can't keep the ball in. It's gone out of play for a throw to Hungerford Town. And it's Jones that takes this throw in front of our commentary position. Warren Harris with the header finds Flood. Flood trying to turn. It's a touch away from him though by Jones. And the ball's here with Ekpateta. Plays it in here towards Foxley. Foxley's touch is heavy. It's well closed down by George Wells. But the ball ricochets towards Jones, who finds Ten Groton House. His ball in. And Nisbet just misses the challenge on Whittingham. Whittingham's still has the ball. Looking for the run of Bailey. Hits Scott Davis on the head. Ball bounces around. It's Fragazza with the shot though for the away side, but it lacks a lot of power and is easily taken by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Has the ball at his feet. And it's Turner here just with the ball just outside the edge of his penalty box. And he'll wait for Rose to chase him down before he takes the kick and places it here looking for Warren Harris. It's headed away by Jones. It will come out here to Sam Togwell looking for an offside, and the ball's been won by Nisbet into Scott Davies. Davis chipping the ball over for the run of Stevens. Stevens does well to come on the left hand side and keep that ball in right on the edge of the box. Cuts inside, still has the ball, makes a bit of space for himself, then shoots. So the goalkeeper fumbles it, but he manages to keep hold of the ball in the end, and a shot from Stevens coming in there, but the ball's here with Weaver, the goalkeeper, plays it in. Slough looking for an offside, headed away by Wells, only as far as Whittingham. Whittingham has the ball inside to Ten Groton House. Has time to spread the ball out here towards the left back Jones. Jones has time to play the ball. It gives the ball away cheaply though to Scott Davies. And Davies looking for a bit of movement. Comes from Flood. Flood under pressure finds Lee Togwell. In towards Josh Chapman. Back in towards Lee Togwell. Slough keep the ball well. And Nisbet then brings the ball forwards. Little keepy ups by him. Chipping the ball forwards looking for the run of Warren Harris down this right hand side. And Rusby will see the ball out for a goal kick. They're good defending. But Slough with this 2-goal lead here this afternoon. And it's Stevens and Dobson that have given them the lead. And I was trying to think of who played the ball forwards, but we'll find that out. I think it was Scott Davis with the chipped ball forwards, but it's Weaver with this goal kick for Hungerford. His kick is poor. It's intercepted by Lee Togwell. And Togwell can bring the ball forwards here for Slough now. Or to Stevens to make a run the other way. It's taken here by Ekpateta. He looks up here and finds Whittingham. Whittingham finds Foxley on the far hand side, but Foxley was offside. And it's a free kick to Slough. Taken quickly. Looking for Warren Harris. Harris trying to sprint to reach that. He won't get that one. It'll go out of play for a throw to the away side, right by the corner flag though, and they're deep inside their own half, and it's a throw here, flared away by Warren Harris in towards Flood. Flood turns on the edge of the box, still has the ball, chips it on the far hand side, takes the deflection, and Dobson beaten to the ball by Johnson Schuster, but still pressurising. Johnson Schuster just scoops the ball out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And we're up to coming up to an hour gone. Just 30 seconds shy of an hour. Slough with a 2-goal lead here. Quick throw in here by George Wells towards Davis. He digs out a pass to Nisbet. Spreads it across to Sam Togwell. Togwell plays it back here towards Nisbet. Nisbet turns and plays it in towards Davis. Davis stops and plays it out here towards Wells. Wells in towards Nisbet. Slough keeping hold of the ball nicely. Little inside ball finds Lee Togwell. Togwell trying to find the run of Stevens. Stevens' little ball finds Flood. It was meant for Dobson. Ball with Flood. Oh, Flood skips past the challenge. Flood going! Oh, what a great save that is by the goalkeeper. It was really good play by Slough. And it came to Flood, who fires from around about 13 yards. It's a good save, though, to his left by Weaver. It's gone out for a corner to Slough. And Dobson goes across to take this one. And it will be a in-swinging corner here for the Rebels from this near-hand side. And the St Joseph's end. And Dobson just waiting for a bit of movement. Whips this ball into the far post. Nisbet heads it back across goal. Oh, it's headed back across goal, but it was above the head of Stevens. And out of play for a goal kick. And it's there's a little cake sale going on as well here today to raise money for the Macmillan Cancer Charity. There was a coffee morning thing going on yesterday in a lot of places. Obviously Slough wasn't open, so there's a cake sale going on today, and I think I'll be going back for a second slice or a third slice. Ball played forward to Rose. He heads it the wrong way away, and it's out for a throw to the Rebels. Dulwich Hamlet have taken the lead against Chippenham Town. Dulwich 1, Chippenham 0. And it's ball's here with Jack Turner. And the ball played forward, headed on by Warren Harris, looking for Stevens. Stevens inside the box, goes down again. Ball breaks through on the edge of the box here to Davis. Davis up against Ekpateta. Ekpateta's clearance finds Fregata. Cleared by Jones, up towards Rose. Rose does well to hold the ball up. Manages to turn the ball away. Played out on the far hand side, looking for Foxley. Foxley just trying to run at the defence here. Tries to get a shot away. Oh, well blocked by Lee Togwell. And it's out here to Flood, who can't turn Ekpateta. It's out and played forwards. Cross here to the left back Jones. Jones with the ball down the field for Rose. Rose does well to hold the ball up. Shakes off a couple of challenges, turns. Plays it in here towards Jones. I think Rose is disappointed there's not much movement from Hungerford Town for him. And the ball's here with their captain and centre-back, Rusby. Rusby looking for a run forwards. Comes from Whittingham. Sam Togwell goes across and sees the ball back here towards the goalkeeper, Turner. And Turner, under a bit of pressure, clears the ball long. Flood trying to get there. Ekpateta gets a touch. Slough looking for the ball here with Stevens. Stevens finds Flood. Flood's got a couple of options here. Spreads it out on the left-hand side. Read too quickly though, and Johnson Schuster brings the ball back. Pulled ball by Flood. Wells with a challenge that's nowhere near the ball. Johnson Schuster still running with the ball. Gets the touch in here towards Whittingham. Whittingham just takes an extra touch. Looking for a shot. Takes a shot. It's wide of the goal. But good play there though by Hungerford Town. But unfortunately they couldn't get it on target. Just wide of the goal, and it's still 2-0 to the Rebels. And it will be a goal kick for Jack Turner to take. And Turner all dressed in white this afternoon to take this kick. Takes it short here towards Mark Nissen, who knocks it back here towards Jack Turner. Turner has it on his 6-yard line. Plays the ball out here, looking for Warren Harris. Headed away by Jones. And Jackman will see the ball out for a throw to the Rebels. And Sam Togwell has come across to take this one. And long throw in, finding Stevens. Stevens trying to hold the ball up. It's Jonesy clears. Come and takes the deflection off Davies. Ricochets here for Fregata. Fregata overruns the ball. And it's won back by Josh Jackman. Davies trying to play too much around, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. And you're going to see the first substitution of this afternoon. And it's going to be 15 is Alfie Whittingham. And he's replacing Daniel Bailey. So that's Alfie Whittingham on, Bailey off, which means there's now 2 Whittinghams off on the pitch. And it's a throw to Slough, taken quickly here by Jack Turner. To Jack Turner. He plays the ball out long here, looking for Wells. Wells heads the ball on here, looking for Stevens. Ekpateta gambles and heads it back towards his goalkeeper. And the ball's rolled out here to Johnson Schuster, the right back. Has time on the ball, who plays it forwards here, looking for the run of the substitute Alfie Whittingham, but it's gone straight out of play, and it'll be a throw to the Rebels. Just going to see if we can find you some latest scores in some of the other games here. Claire Queen says she's a beer drinker. That's the kind of girl we like. Waiting for this throw to come in. Good afternoon to Fitzroy Brown, who's listening in as well. It'll be a throw on the far hand side for the Rebels. And it's taken by George Wells. And it's come in here, back here towards Wells from Nisbet. Plays the ball long down the field. Stevens beaten to the ball by Ekpateta. It's flicked on by Alfie Whittingham. And Lee Togwell with some good defending here for Slough. Plays it across to Jackman, who's under a bit of pressure from Fragata, but finds his goalkeeper, who clears it long into that gorgeous blue sky. Comes off the head of Jones, who keeps the ball in play. Davis then wins the next header, but it's come back here to Warren Harris. Finds Josh Jackman. His little ball finds Flood. Flood just can't get a touch to it. He gets to get a touch, then gets brought down, and that's got to be a free kick, and the referee says it is a free kick. Unfortunately, it's a free kick to Hungerford Town. Tequila Clark says, Dan Bailey, there's a name from the past. Remember his pile driver in the trophy semi-final? I'm not sure it's the same player. Judging by the fact that the Dan Bailey that just come off looked about 20, I don't think that's the same player. Long ball played down here. Sam Togwell tries to go for the header. It comes through to Rishi Whittingham, heads it on, and Fragata is offside. And it will be a free kick to the Rebels. Jack Turner goes across to take this one. And it's here with George Wells, crossing the halfway line, travels with the ball 15 yards, skips past the challenge, still has the ball at his feet. Then spreads it in towards Stevens. Stevens holding the ball up on the edge of the box. Plays the ball out here towards Dobson. Dobson plays it in too deep. Warren Harris can't get there. It's gone out of play for a throw to goal kick. Sorry, gone out for a goal kick. And Weaver will come across to take this goal kick for Hungerford Town. Coming up to 67.5 minutes played. Still 2-0 to the Rebels. Long ball played forwards. Nisbet heads it away. Slough looking for a free kick, and they get the free kick for a foul there on Lee Togwell. And a little bit of afters between two players, Nisbet and Rose, as the ball had just been played. Referee stops that straight in his tracks. And it's going to be Jack Turner take this free kick for Slough, halfway inside his own half. Turner just waiting for a little bit of movement from the Slough line, and plays it short here towards George Wells. Wells then plays the long ball over the top, looking for Chris Flood. Flood rises high. Header comes through to Dobson. Oh, he just can't take it in his path. And it's brought out here by Alfie Whittingham, finding Rishi Whittingham down the right-hand side. It's Lee Togwell that comes across and blocks, but it's fouled by Lee Togwell. And I think that Lee Togwell is going to get a yellow card for persistent fouling. I'm just going to double check that it is. I think it is a yellow card to Lee Togwell for persistent fouling, and that is on 70 minutes. So yellow card to Lee Togwell, second card of the game. Just hoping that the scoreboard goes back to normal. There it is, thank God for that. And it's a free kick for Hungerford Town, just inside their own half. It's a couple of feet inside the Slough half, sorry. Taken quickly though, they're taking it backwards though to Ekpateta, in towards Alfie Whittingham, who plays it back out here towards Johnson Schuster. Plays the ball down the line. It's a good turn here by Rishi Whittingham. Gets to the edge of the box. Still running with the ball. And it's taken a touch off Nisbet, and it allows Jack Turner to come and steal the ball off the feet of Rishi Whittingham, and he's got the ball in his hands. He'll just slow the game down a little bit here. There's a couple of Slough subs just going through some movement here. I wonder if Louis Saws will come on against his old team. Ball played forwards, looking for Flood. Flood can't get there. Ball comes through to Warren Harris, who heads it but doesn't know where the ball is, and Jones can hook the ball away up here towards Rose. Rose up against Sam Togwell. Rose has done well as a lone thing. Just gets in the way and then fouls Scott Davies. And it's a free kick, and you're going to see a second substitution for Hungerford Town. Coming off is Ramon Rose. Coming on is number 14 is Tommy Aldridge. So Rose is the player off and Aldridge is the player on. Rose doesn't look too happy about being substituted, but Rose is off and Aldridge is on. And I think what that means is Rishi Whittingham is going to go more up front. Foxley will go to the right and Fragasso will play on the left. Quick free kick taken by Sam Togwell towards Davis. Gets the ball back to Sam Togwell. Chips it in towards Josh Chapman. Chapman's got a bit of space and ball. Plays it in towards Flood. Flood on the edge of the box. Just running. Oh, still going through. Still bouncing around. Ball in the box. Comes through to Stevens. It's blocked on the line. Stevens will get another chance to get it in. Slough looking for another penalty. Ball's here with Josh Chapman. And Chapman being forced wide. It comes off a Hungerford player. It's a corner to Slough, right by the corner flag. Josh Chapman is the player that takes it. Slough fans trying to make a little bit of noise here behind the goal to our right that Slough are attacking. Josh Chapman with this throw. Comes in short. Flicked on here towards Warren House. Gets to the byline. This cross is hooked away. Comes back here towards Dobson. Finds Josh Chapman. Back out towards Davis. Davis chipping the ball into the box. Hooked away by Jones. Comes through to Fragasso. On the edge of the area it's cleared. Up towards Rishi Whittingham. Davis can't get there. It's still here with Whittingham. He's going back towards his own goal. Warren Harris gets a touch to him, but it's played back to Weaver. And the goalkeeper just skies that one into the main stand. Good afternoon to Tezza, who's listening in from the Forest of Dean. Good afternoon to you. Ball's here with Josh Chapman, holding the play up well. Gets the ball to ricochet off Jones for a throw to Slough. And it's a quick throw here by Josh Chapman. Gets the ball back from Warren Harris. Inside towards Flood. Flood's ball is intercepted by Rusby. Comes out here towards Jones, the left back, who clears down the line. Sam Togwell leaves the ball and it comes here towards Nisbet. Nisbet plays it back here towards Jack Turner, who can clear the ball long here for Slough. Flicked on by Flood. Good header by him. Finds Stevens. Stevens trying to find Dobson, but Dobson hadn't read the run. And Johnson Schuster with the clearance. Comes here towards Wells. Keeps the ball in and finds Dobson. Dobson's ball trying to find Wells, but Wells just couldn't continue his run forwards. And it's through there to the goalkeeper, Weaver. And let's see if we can find some latest scores somewhere else. Still 2-0 here, as a couple of Slough subs do go on the warm-up. Ball played forwards to Alfie Whittingham. Flicks the ball on to Fragasso. Fragasso just turns into trouble. Lee Togwell gets a touch to the ball. It's free kick. And Slough is saying that the referee should have played advantage to the Rebels, but unfortunately not. It's a free kick to Slough. We're going to see if we can find some latest scores for you. Tiverton 4, Basingstoke 1 is from our old league. Ball's back here with George Wells. Played forward here looking for Stevens. Stevens edged off the ball by Ekpateta. Goes back towards the goalkeeper Weaver. Weaver under pressure. Puts that one out of play again. It's East Thurrock 0, Wealdstone 0. And we're waiting for a ball to come on. And it's a throw on the far hand side for Slough. Wells gets the ball back from Dobson. Wells with a chance to cross it in. His cross is blocked. It's gone back out of play for a throw. And it's George Wells again with the throw on the far hand side. And his throw comes in towards Nisbet. Wells gets the ball back. Drills it. Great cross in. Oh, it's a lovely cross by George Wells. It's driven in straight and it's just eluded Matt Stevens and Warren Harris, who was at the far hand post, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. In the National League South, it's Bath 0, Welling 1, Chelmsford 2, St Albans 4. St Albans 2-0 down in that game. Concord Rovers 3, Truro City 0. Dartford 2, Western Supermare 1, Dulwich 2, Chippenham 0. Gloucester 1, Eastbourne 1. Hampton Richmond 0, Billericay 2. It's Hemel Hempstead 2, Oxford City 1, and Torquay 0, Woking 2. Those are your scores. Ball's here with Chris Flood, who just doesn't get on the same wavelength as Dobson, and they've let the ball run, but they are working hard to get the ball back. And the ball's here with Ten Grotenhouse, who turns and brings the ball out. Chips it here to Whittingham, who's in a bit of space down the left-hand side. Jackman comes across to close that space down. Whittingham gets the cross in. Volley cleared by Nisbet. Dobson tries to keep the ball in, does keep it in, but gives it away to Foxley. But Foxley then gives it back towards Dobson, and Dobson comes down that left-hand side. Plays it in here towards Stevens. Stevens up against Ekpateta. Ekpateta gets a touch, comes through the back of Stevens, but the referee says play on, and the ball's here, and it's won back by Wells, who gets a free kick. And a free kick on the far-hand side. Bit of a comeback there for St Albans, who were 2 down away to Chelmsford, and are now 4-2 up in that game. Chelmsford, who Slough defeated a few weeks ago 1-0, and then Chelmsford lost at home in the FA Cup to Worthing, who are a league below. And it's a long ball played in here for Flood. Flicks the ball on here towards Warren Harris. Harris on the edge of the box, trying to hold the ball up. He's surrounded by several Hungerford players, and it's Alfie Whittingham who plays the ball forward. Ball won back here by Sam Togwell, in towards Josh Jackman. Back in from Sam Togwell to Lee Togwell, here towards Nisbet. Hungerford Town chasing the ball, but ball's here with Dobson. Little flick by him, doesn't come off, but it comes back here towards Davis. Finds George Wells, finds Warren Harris with the ball. Little touch here towards Josh Jackman, in towards Flood. Flood just holding the ball up well against Rusby. Comes here towards Davis, looks for the ball over the top for Warren Harris to chase, and he can't get a touch to it. It looks to have gone out for a goal kick. It's gone out for. And it's a goal kick here to Hungerford Town. We played 77 minutes. It's still 2-0 to the Rebels. And we're going to see a couple of substitutions, I think, from Slough. Ball's been kept in by Alfie Whittingham, only as far as Lee Togwell, who hits it straight at our joint assistant managers. Dominic Ashford's listening. He says, thanks for broadcasting. Listening from Vista, California, with his morning coffee. Unlike Claire McQueen, who's mostly on her 5th bottle of Budweiser by now. Ball played down the line here for Fragata to chase. Turner has to come out of his box here to clear. Headed away by Ekpateta. Only heads it up in the air. And Lee Togwell's little cushion header finds Flood. Flood with the ball outside to Stevens. Stevens has got Dobson. He played it in towards Dobson, and the ball just didn't run nicely for Slough. And it's here with Ten Grotenhouse inside his own half, chipping the ball forwards for the run of Foxley. George Wells has gone with him. Foxley up against Wells. George Wells defending really well on the far hand side, being held up by 2. It's gone out for a goal kick. That is superb defending by George Wells on the far hand side. And Slough making a first substitution. Manny Williams is coming on for number 10, Matt Stevens. So the first substitution is Manny Williams on for Matt Stevens. And Matt Stevens getting a good round of applause here. Tequila Shark says he's on his first cup of PG Tips. I do need a cup of tea. I should have had one at half time. I forgot to get one, really. Claire reckons she's only on her first beer. I reckon she's had more than that. And it's Jack Turner take this goal kick for Slough. Plays the ball long here for Flood. Misses him, comes through to Warren Harris. Harris holds the ball up here for Slough. Plays it back in here towards Scott Davies. Davies just turns away from Alfie Whittingham. Puts him on the floor. Ball drilled in, looking for Manny Williams, but picked up by Jordan Schuster. Slough trying to win the ball back. Lovely little 1-2 play here, though, by Hungerford Town. Ball with Alfie Whittingham, who just hits it. It hits Sam Togwell on the back. And it's cleared here by Josh Chapman, looking for the run of Flood up against Rusby. Flood wins the ball and finds Warren Harris. Harris skips past the challenge easily, has the ball on the outside. Finds Chris Flood. Flood comes inwards. Looks to get a cross in. It's a good cross, too close to the goalkeeper though. And it's easily taken by Weaver in the Hungerford Town goal. Unfortunately though for Hungerford Town, Weaver boots it straight out the ground. So a second substitution for Slough. Coming on is Louis Saws. And coming off is James Dobson. And Saws will come on against his old side. And Dobson getting a huge round of applause here today. His assist for the first goal. His second goal was a real quality goal. Scored with his right foot of all things. And it is Dobson that comes off to a huge round of applause here. And he scored his 5th goal in the last 5 games as Dobson. The last 2 both come from open play. The previous 3 were penalties. Ball's here with George Wells down the field looking for Williams. Williams up against Ekpateta. Ball cleared back here towards the goalkeeper Weaver, who clears under pressure. Nisbet takes it down on his chest on the halfway line. Leaves it here for Davis to take. He finds Sam Togwell. Togwell back into Davis. Finds Nisbet. Nisbet cuts inside. Ball played in. Ricochets to Davis, who plays it out here towards George Wells. Wells comes down the left-hand side. Finds Saws. Inside towards Williams. Williams just skips past the challenge. Gets the ball back here towards George Wells. Down the line again for Saws. Saws up against Johnson Schuster. Tries to go past him. Gets a cross in. It's headed away by Jones. Comes through though to Alfie Whittingham, who's looked quite good since he's come on. Finds Alex Fregatta. Fregatta just runs straight into Chapman, and Chapman can bring the ball forward here for Slough. Played it in a little bit behind Flood, who'd stopped and couldn't get going again. And it's brought out here by Ten Grotenhouse. Ball comes slipping through, and Lee Togwell's filled in at right back for Slough. Ball comes to Turner, who plays it in quickly here, looking for Manny Williams on the far hand side. Johnson Schuster's come across to take a touch. Clears it only as far as Louis Saws. He's just giving it back to Foxley of Hungerford Town. Foxley skips past a couple of challengers, cuts inside, still has the ball, plays it in here to Rishi Whittingham. Finally on outside he's got Fregatta. Fregatta comes to the edge of the box, comes running inside, takes a shot, but it's a power to puff shot, and it's got very little power in it, and it's taken by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And the ball's here with Jack Turner, who has the ball at his feet. He's just going to wait for a Hungerford Town player to come on. I think they're going to put their player manager on Herring. And it's up to a Hungerford Town player to chase the ball. And Rishi Whittingham is that player that comes across. And Turner takes a long kick down the field, looking for Flood. Flood can't get to the ball. Headed away by Jones. Lee Togwell with the header forwards, headed away by Ten Grotenhouse. Tim Chapman rises up, wins the ball. Lee Togwell plays the ball down the line into the corner, but no one can chase it. It's got to go out of play. And you're going to see third and final substitution for the Rebels. Coming on is Sean Fraser, replacing Lee Togwell on 84. And then coming on for Hungerford Town is the player manager Herring, and he replaces Rishi Whittingham. So that now means there's only one Whittingham on the pitch. Lee Togwell getting a huge round of applause as he comes off here this afternoon. And it's Sean Fraser will sit in that midfield position. And that means that Sean Fraser makes his 284th appearance for the Rebels, just coming up to that 300 mark. As the throw comes in from Hungerford Town. Slough looking for a free kick and get it. For a foul on Davies. And Davies looks like he'll take the free kick himself. And it's taken quickly by Davies towards Warren Harris. Davies gets the ball back, skips past the challenge runman with the ball, just overruns it a little bit, chases down Alfie Whittingham with the ball and finds the left back Jones. Jones playing the ball across there, headed away by him, comes into Williams on the edge of the box. Williams played for Hungerford Town as well, up against one of his old sides. Got Warren Harris here, turns on the edge of the box, finds Flood, gets the ball back, has to stretch to try and keep it, and he can't keep it in. But good play by the Rebels there. I've got a funny feeling that Tequila Shark's trying to get me banned from the radio. It says I should do it while drunk, taking a shot for every shot that Slough, every time Dubbo cuts inside and out. I think you'd end up with a very... If you've not seen the videos of me drunk down at Eastbourne, then Slough have won the ball back here. It's going to break here through though for Manny Williams. Manny Williams just turns inside, still running with the ball. The referee says no foul. Claire thinks that would be... Honestly, if you've seen the video of me dancing down at Eastbourne, it wouldn't be amusing at all. I get very silly when I get drunk. So Nisbet just plays the ball back. The referee has said it's a free kick to Slough. And it certainly wasn't there, but... 772. And Josh Chapman, for the second game in a row, has been named as the man of the match. There's a slight injury break here at the moment for one of the players down. I think it's Johnson Schuster's down for Hungerford Town at the moment. So there you go. But yes, Tequila Shark, do not suggest things like that. Maybe what we should do is like an X-rated friendly. What we should do is... you guys, I think that's what we should do, is you guys organise a friendly for Slough in America. We fly over, then I get drunk and broadcast back. I think that's how we should do it. Claire hasn't seen the video. I'm not sure who it was from. I can't remember if the Slough Town supporters put it on Twitter, Slough Town Supporters Trust or something like that. But it's around. There's some very bad dad dancing going on. Not that I'm the dad, but my dad dancing just skills because I'm old. That's what it is. But there you go. We've got nothing going on because there's Schuster has only just left the field, so it will be a free kick for the Rebels on that far hand side. And Jack Turner has gone to take this free kick for Slough. We're into the final 2.5 minutes of normal time. Flood trying to get to the ball. It's headed away by Herring. Comes here towards Wells. Wells has fouled Foxley. It's a free kick to Hungerford Town. Not long left for the Rebels to go, and Herring takes it sideways towards Whittingham. Played inside here now towards Fregatta. Fregatta does well, skips past a couple of challenges, running at the goal. Just overruns it a little bit, intercepted by the man of the match, Josh Chapman. Chapman tries to get the ball back and just gets on the wrong end of a challenge there. The ball back won by Fregatta inside to Tim Groton House. Now just got to make sure that they play on. Foxley here with the ball. Foxley just overruns it a little bit, allows Chapman to get back at him. Foxley trying to skip round him, but still down the line, and hits it straight in. It's taken by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And we'll see how many minutes are to be added on in a second. We've got about 1.5 minutes of normal time. Ball's here with Jack Turner, who just plays the ball out here towards George Wells. Wells down the line here towards Saws. Saws ball inside, finds Manny Williams. Williams turns, gets caught there, and that's another foul. That's the 20th foul conceded by Hungerford Town. Ball's been played into Chapman, finds Flood. Back here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman trying to chip the ball in, looking for the run from Manny Williams. Williams will get there first. Just been forced wide to the corner flag. Williams trying to keep the ball in, trying to dink a little ball in, tries to win it, wins it back here. It comes through to Davis. Davis inside towards Josh Chapman, finds Sam Togwell. In towards Fraser. Fraser's ball will go all the way out of play for a throw. And it will be a goal kick here for Hungerford Town. Weaver, the goalkeeper, to take it. And then the Slough found through this Bakes and Unders Rebel Army that they do for the last minute or two of the game. Ball play forwards to Tim Groton now. Wins the flicked on header, but it runs through to Jack Turner. Turner will stand there while he waits for a Hungerford Town player to chase him. It's Foxley that does the chasing, and then he slowly picks the ball up. And it's Turner with the ball in his hands, and drills a ball down here looking for Saws. Saws just gets clattered. Referee says play on. Ball's come to Sean Fraser. He finds George Wells. Ball played forwards. Headed away though by into towards feet of Herring. Herring finds the other substitute, Aldridge. There will be 4 minutes of added time to go, and we're into that 4 minutes now. So we're into 4 minutes of added time. Ball's here with Jones. Jones has the ball in towards Herring. The player manager swishes it out here towards Foxley. Foxley trying to come inside. He's offside. And it's going to be a free kick here to the Rebels. 2 goals up with, I make it 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Slough with 2 players over the board. Referee just stoppage here as Johnson Schuster comes on. That Tim Grotenhouse is hobbling around for Hungerford now. But it's Togwell, Sam Togwell, the only Togwell on the ball. Plays the ball out here on the far hand side, looking to Swords. Swords can't get to the ball. Johnson Schuster, who's hobbling badly, can't get there either, and it's gone out of play though to a throw to Hungerford Town. And it's they're just going to wait. I think that Johnson Schuster is actually going to come off the pitch, so I think Hungerford will play these last 3 minutes of added time with 10 men. Johnson Schuster's just on the sidelines there, can't move, and the ball's been thrown in. It's a foul by George Wells. And it's a free kick, and I think that you might see a yellow card here. The referee's just talking to... he has given a yellow card as well. And that's quite... wasn't expecting a yellow card for that one, but it's a yellow card to Hungerford. And it was given to Aldridge. And it's a free kick though here to Hungerford Town. The goalkeeper's come out to take this. It's 10 yards inside the Slough half. Sorry, the Hungerford half, my apologies there. And Weaver takes this ball in. It's flicked on though by Nisbet. Chapman comes to clear and wins a foul for another free kick here to the Rebels. And it's been a fairly scrappy game here by both sides. And it's a free kick to the Rebels. Lots of people in the bar area already. And it's Turner to take this free kick for the Rebels. Now with this 2-goal lead, we're into got about a minute of added time left. And headed away by Herring, the player manager. Davis, cushion header back in, comes towards Flood. Flood leaves it for Warren Harris. Ball's here with one back by Warren Harris in towards Chapman. Chapman finds Flood coming down the near hand side. Flood crosses inside to Chapman. Oh, he just puts the ball over the top of the bar. But great run again from the right back. Chapman just put his ball through. And it's out of play for a goal kick. Oh, there's someone's walking around with some cakes. Don't go off with those cakes. I need some of those cakes. And Weaver with this long kick down. Headed away by George Wells. Headed on by Herring. Comes through to Fregata. Fregata spreads it on the far hand side looking for Whittingham. Whittingham tries to knock it past Swords. Wells is there first for Slough and holds the ball up. And that is the final whistle here at Arbour Park. It's finished. Slough Town 2. Hungerford 0. Slough with a goal in the first half by Matt Stevens, and then a goal on 47 minutes by James Dobson. That wraps up their 2-goal win this afternoon. Josh Chapman has been named the man of the match, and it's so lots of congratulations going on the pitch. The Slough fans behind the goal who made a good bit of noise the second half have seen their side win fairly easy, with only one corner being forced by Hungerford Town throughout the game. But it's Slough that will go away with the victory. And that is full time here at the end of the game. And the scores, I did like the scoreboard's brilliant here. If you haven't seen the scoreboard, you've got to come down to see the scoreboard. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just going through the things where you put all the things in as well. Oh, it's great. It's a toy. We'll try and give you the full-time scores from the other games in the National League South for you. Looks like there's a late bit of drama going on as the two managers just go to congratulate the Slough fans for their commentary. I do the commentary. What have they been doing? Support. There you go. That's the word we were after. Support. There you go. I'll get there in the end. But there you go. We're going to see if we can find you the scores from the rest of the. So latest scores. It's Bath. This is a full-time score. Bath 0, Welling 2. Latest score is Chelmsford 2, St Albans 4. Concord Rangers 3. Truro is the latest score. Full-time is Dartford 2, Western Supermare 1. Although I got a funny feeling it came up as a 2-2 draw a minute ago. Excuse me. Dulwich Hamlet 2, Chippenham 0, Pannies, East Thurrock 0, Wealdstone 1, Gloucester 1, Eastbourne 2. Latest score is Hampton 0, Billericay 2. Latest score is Hemel Hempstead 2, Oxford City 1, and Torquay 2, Woking 2. They come back from 2 down. Looks like the full time scores. The next game for the Rebels will be next Saturday, where it's the FA Cup back here at Arbour Park, and we'll give you all the action from that game against Bristol Manor Farm is the team that Slough will face. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. Please be aware that it's all pay on the day for that game, so your season ticket will be of no use for you that day. You will have to come and pay to get in, but don't let that stop you coming down to support the Rebels. And hopefully the weather will be fine in October, as it is has been so far in September. But until then, thank you all very much for listening. Please, if you are ever at a game and you've been on the forum thingy, the chat rooms or whatever, please come and say hello, just so we know who you are. Thanks to David Randall, Claire Queen, Tequila Shark, Fitzroy Brown, all for joining in the conversation. Have a good rest of the weekend. We'll be back next Saturday for the FA Cup game. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, whether it's X Factor, whether it's Match of the Day or Casualty. Enjoy your weekend, and we will be back next Saturday afternoon at 10 to 3.